YouTube channel. Oh, that's how it feels. Hi guys, welcome to the first ever episode on my YouTube channel. My name is Sebabatso Tsaoane, and well, this is my channel. This is literally something that I've been meaning to do for a while. You know, I'm talking like 5 years now. Yeah. But anyway, to those of you who don't know me, as I've already indicated, my name is Sebabatso Tsaoane. I am a professional nurse midwife. I'm also the founder and CEO of Black Women Around Women's Health Foundation. And this is a non-profit organization that I started and I'm running, and is focused on promoting women's sexual and reproductive health and rights. And we're currently working on the promotion of cervical cancer awareness in the Free State. So we have a mobile clinic that moves around the Mangaung Metro municipality, and it really provides quality cervical cancer education and screening services to women in disadvantaged communities. And in addition to this, I'm also a junior lecturer. I also just submitted my master's in this past year, so pray for me. I'm still awaiting feedback. But overall, I'm really, just passionate about life. I'm passionate about women's sexual and reproductive health and rights. I'm really, a woman, or a person rather, that is focused on living life to the fullest. I'm all about pursuing, God's purpose for my life. And, having said this, I'm also a lover of Jesus Christ. He really is the lover of my soul. And I'm also a wife to an amazing human being. His name is Tsaoane. And yeah, at the core of it all, I am a village girl. I come from a small village in Tabanchu, which is in the Free State, that is called Sidiba Trust. So that's where I was born. I grew up there, and then I went to Maresdale High School, and then following that I went to the University of the Free State, which is where I trained to become a professional nurse, and here we are. So I think the biggest thing that I want to start with is really why I wanted to start a YouTube channel. As I've indicated, it's been something that's been on my mind for a while. So I have a number of reasons why I felt that I wanted to start a YouTube channel. And the first one is, being a village girl, being someone who comes from a small place where we don't really get exposed to a lot of successful people that automatically inspires us to dream big, and automatically makes us think and believe that it's possible for us to actually fulfill all those big dreams. So that once you get to that place where you feel like, okay, I've managed to accomplish a lot of things in my life. I've managed to really, step out of the box and live life to the fullest. I'm living my dream. That kind of gives you sort of an internal obligation, to sort of become a beacon of hope for other young girls and other boys that are in the same position that you were a couple of years back. So I'm really hoping to share my story, even if it's not just people or young girls and boys from my village, but anyone that really identifies with any part of my journey, to really be inspired and to understand that it's possible for us to have big dreams and to chase those dreams, and that in as much as you don't have much, you can still afford to have big dreams. So that's the first point, or the first reason why I started this channel. And then the second thing is that I am a professional nurse midwife in South Africa, and needless to say that there is a lot of negative, I always want to say, or I always like saying, that the relationship between nurses and our communities and the media and pretty much everybody seem to be quite strained, and nurses and midwives are often misrepresented. They are often undervalued. They are, or we are, I actually get a bit depressed thinking about it, but it's really a reality that we are not as appreciated as nurses from other countries are. And we actually, we are people who have actually committed their lives to serving other people, but we get very little recognition for that. And when like, there's not much that's been said about the challenges that we face every day, the sacrifices that come with actually being a nurse. Getting up every morning, bathing, and getting in your car or whatever transport you use to actually go and serve people. Nobody ever talks, or not even, I'm not going to say nobody, that's very cliche, because it's not like nobody really talks about that, but I'm just saying that I feel like there is not much, or there's not enough that's been said about the sacrifices that come with being a nurse. But it takes one bad incident to happen, and the whole world, the whole country, the media is going ballistic. So it's like people are always waiting to hear something negative from nurses or about nurses, and they just blow it up. And this is not me taking away from some of the really rotten potatoes of the profession, who are people who have lost the passion for the profession, who are people who I think had or have dreams to be somewhere else and are unable to fulfill those dreams, so they just feel stuck, and they're kind of taking away or taking out those frustrations out on the wrong people, which is completely unacceptable. But I'm not taking away from that, but I'm just saying that part of the reason why I want to share my journey as a young nurse in South Africa is to really show people that there's more to us as nurses. We're doing incredible work, and more than anything, to also show nurses that it's possible to have dreams that are outside the four walls of the hospital. It's possible for you to be your own boss. Did you know that? It's possible for you to have other aspirations that are outside of your profession or the profession itself. And it's also possible for you to live a life of fullness, because it's always portrayed that one of the sacrifices of being a nurse is that you have to really forget yourself and just focus on serving other people. And I've seen how miserable this can make a person, because we are all born with big dreams. We have desires, we have all these things that we were brought on this earth to fulfill. So once those things are being silenced, or once we are made to believe that it's not possible for us to actually live those out, then we really become miserable, and that's not good for anyone. And yeah, so those are some of the reasons. And the last one, which is really very important for me personally, especially following this past year where I made really big strides in my career, I noticed that most of the time I am always thinking of the next thing. And I also learned that I have a bit of I don't want to say it. Should I say it? I don't know. But I'm going to say it because this is a safe space, I'd like to believe. So I learned that I can be very hard on myself, and sometimes this can kind of translate into, perfectionism, if there is such a word. So I tend to have like really high standards, especially of myself. And when I don't reach those standards, then I really I beat myself up. And this leads me to not being able to really celebrate the small wins sometimes. I especially when I'm working on like a big project or something that has like a long goal in mind, then I'm literally just fixated on the bigger picture, that I miss the opportunity to really sit down and reflect on the wins and the small victories that are part of the journey. So having a YouTube channel for me is also part of not just sharing with you my story and my journey, but also being forced, or not being forced necessarily, but being more intentional about sitting down and actually reflecting to say, oh my goodness, this past week I managed to do this and that. I mean, it's okay that I haven't achieved it the way that I wanted to, or the way that I'm still going to, but needless to say, I still got it. I still got it, So that's really part of my why, you know. So yeah, I really look forward to sharing with you amazing content. I'm also a young wife who's trying to figure out marriage in itself. So I'm going to not just be sharing about my journey as, you know, a corporate nurse or an academic nurse or whatever, but I'm also going to be sharing and letting you in on some of my personal aspects, some parts of my or some aspects of my personal life. So I really hope that you receive this video in the spirit that I am making it. I hope that you get to identify with me and with my story. I hope that you get to be inspired and entertained. I mean, honestly, I want to entertain you. I really want to entertain you, because we can't all and always be about the serious stuff. We have to laugh here and there. So yeah, I'm really excited. I'm so thrilled that I finally managed to do this. And as I was going and watching other people's videos, I realized that it's very few people that don't mention that they had been putting off starting a YouTube channel for a long time. And I was, because I'm one person who's like, if I think about something, then I want to do it. So I was wondering, like, why did it take me so long? And I realized that I think part of the reason, or why people, or we are usually so reluctant to start this journey, is because starting a YouTube channel is really putting yourself out there, letting people into your space, into your life, into your emotions and all of that. And the thing is, they have a right to reject it. So it's like, I think that's what makes us scared, because we think that we might actually be rejected. And I had to think about that quite a bit. And then I think that's when I started literally sitting down to think about my why. Like, is it just me sharing content like I've been doing with all my other platforms, or why why do I want to start a YouTube channel? And I realized that we all have a story to share. And I think what gave me comfort is the fact that there will always be someone who's going to see themselves in my story. And like I always say, God put us on this earth for a specific purpose. And if you believe that part of that purpose is to share your story, then it means that God already has an audience for that story. It means that there's somebody out there that needs to hear your story. There's someone's breakthrough that is actually attached to your story. And I think this is not just about, or it's not limited to YouTube channels. It's about like doing those things that really scare us. And we have to really understand and remember that if it's part of our purpose, then it means that there's somebody on the other side that's waiting for us to fulfill that call. So this is me urging you, because I see you. And I know that there are things that you've been putting off. I'm talking to you and you. There are things that you've been putting off that are going to unleash you to the next level, that are going to fulfill your purpose. And you are scared, you are, intimidated, you are nervous, and you just don't know where to start. So what I'll say is, just start, and understand that the longer you take, or the more time you waste overthinking it and trying to perfect it, is the more time that the people who are waiting for you on the other end will be waiting. And I don't know about you, but I don't like being kept waiting, especially if it can be avoided. So it's not just about you, it's bigger than you. So until next time, until the next video, keep well. If you think that you might be interested in, keeping up with my content, then you can just really hit the subscribe button and also notification so that you are the first to know when I've got a video up, which I'm going to be trying to do every week. So yeah, let's do this.